Hello, I'm Carlton Cuse.
Yes, you are. And I'm Damon Lindelof.
Took you a minute there. You had to pause.
It's a little, it's disquieting to be on camera.
I know. It's very hard
It's
for you to be
weird to-
creative
yeah.
with your pants on,
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
weird to see you without your cowboy hat. And
I know. There's a lot of things that are kind of restricted now that we're actually on video.
it's sort of uncomfortable. We can't hold hands. We can't
I
do
know.
karate on each other. Now we
Exactly.
actually
And
have to be
clothes.
sort of staid and professional, and it's a little
Professional?
weird. Well, we're writers, and I don't
Yeah.
know if being
Yeah.
on camera is that
Yeah.
going to work for...
So we're actually sitting in Damon's office here on the Disney studio lot, which is where we do all
Don't
the...
give the address, for God's sake, please. The address.
Well, there's security.
yeah,
Who are you afraid of?
yeah. The security here is real tight. I'll tell you.
Exactly.
No liquids allowed.
Exactly. Hey, there's Johnny Depp. Oh, it
They're
made you
shooting
look.
Pirates of the Caribbean here.
They are right over on
We've
that
got
soundstage.
If you
right
see
over
us
there.
looking past the camera here, there's a camera. There's a
Because there's
window,
pirates,
so it's
and there's
like,
windows, and there's pirates walking around out there on the asphalt in front of the under the Providence St. Joseph Medical Center in the background. Pirates with like cell phones and backpacks because they're shooting Pirates of the Caribbean here. Did I
three.
just say that?
Yes,
Pirates
you
3.
did. It's very. I hope they are.
With Keith Richards as
otherwise,
Johnny Depp's father.
there are just pirates walking by the window.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, welcome to Lost season 3.
Yes, we're very excited about season 3.
I can tell.
And the premiere episode. What is the premiere episode called, Damon?
It's called A Tale of Two Cities, Carlton.
And you're going to give a clue as to why it's called that?
Well, that's the title of a book by Charles Dickens.
He's getting a lot of play on Lost, isn't he?
He is indeed. He's a favorite writer of ours for his. He wrote serialized stories just like we did. He was accused of making it up as he went along, just like we are.
That's right.
And
And he didn't even have a word processor.
he didn't have a word processor.
Final draft, nothing.
He typed on an IBM Selectric
Exactly.
because that's
It's
what
very
that's what
prototype.
they had back then. They didn't have computers.
No.
So.
With a little erase key. That
Yeah.
was the cool thing.
And
about
it's also called The Tale of Two Cities because, we've got City A, which is, where our castaways have sort of crashed on the beach. And then we have City B, which is where Jack and Kate and Sawyer have been brought. But, we're not going to really talk much about City B. But,
Are those really cities? I mean, that's kind of a misnomer, wouldn't you say?
well, it depends on how you define city, Carlton.
Well, I don't define city as like a place on a tropical island.
Well, where's the cutoff, though? I mean, when does the population make something a city as opposed to a town?
I think when you have buses.
So we should have titled it A Tale of Two Communities.
A tale of two huts, two communities.
I just
two-
don't think that would
Yeah,
have the
no.
same emotional punch.
So what type of things can the fans expect this year, Damon?
Lots of adventure and romance, Carlton.
Action?
Oh.
Don't you mean action adventure?
You mean in the show? Oh, I thought you were asking about the video podcast.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Well, ironically, lots of adventure and romance.
That's fantastic. So there's kind of a parallel between the two, isn't there?
Everyone wants to know, Carlton, who are you going to choose? Jack or Sawyer? That's the big question on everybody's mind that I'm hearing conversationally out there.
I think definitely Sawyer.
Yeah, you are.
Because I'm kind of attracted to,
And I
guys
like Jack
Sawyer.
because I like to cry a lot.
Yes, that's true.
And that's just
Poor Kate.
I want to
No,
hang
no.
out with a guy who thinks it's okay to cry. And
It's okay. If you want to cry right now, that's fine.
I don't think Jack is going to judge me in the same way that Sawyer would. But
I'll-
that's just me.
Excellent. Are we going to learn about how Locke got in his wheelchair this year?
This season, yes, we will.
We are. We
I've gone
actually
on
do that
record
story?
as saying it's a banana peel all this time, and everybody thinks that I'm joking. But
It's probably time. We probably should do that story this year.
yeah, we're going to do
Yeah,
Locke
we're gonna do
slips
that
on a
story.
banana peel.
Yes,
and everyone
exactly.
goes, what? That wasn't very exciting, but it's the mundanity of it that makes it genius.
Mundanity.
Is that
Wow.
even a word?
No. I don't think
Mundaneness?
so. No, mundane.
Maybe it's
stick
just
with
mundane.
Yeah, it's just mundane. You don't need to worry. Just stop right there.
Speaking of mundane,
Jack and his tattoos.
why are you watching this? Seriously.
Seriously, there's like...
Isn't there some guy getting
like a
kicked in
repeat
the
of-
crotch on...
There's a repeat of CSI on, I'm sure, right now
You
somewhere.
could go on... isn't there that dude playing the cannon on guitar? You're watching this?
Yeah,
This is terrible.
What about that cool video of the mom and the kid on the roller coaster
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube?
When he's screaming.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I
So
like it
Jack and his tattoos.
Yes.
Why am I asking all the questions?
Because you're reading off of that little piece of paper there.
Okay.
Jack and his tattoos, I think we're also going to get that story
Yeah.
as well.
That'd be good. I mean, people are fed up. They want answers, Damon.
Well, season 3 is going to be a season of answers,
Just
Carlton.
answers. Wow. So the premiere airs on October 4th,
Yes.
Wednesday night.
Yes.
There's a clip show on the previous week which does a recap of season 2. That'll be on
I don't think
Wednesday
they,
before.
they want us to call them clip shows.
The special. It's
yes,
a lost
it's a special. Tune in.
It's a lost special. Okay, so I think we should probably get on to the fan questions, don't you think?
Lord, yes.
Right.
Please bring them on.
Do we have fanfare, Chris?
We have some video fan questions.
video
this time.
fan
We will
questions.
actually get to see what you look like now that you've gotten to see what we look
I
like.
think it's fair that we go the other way around.
Do the others have any connection? Are there really two factions of them? I guess you probably won't be able to answer that, and that's really cool. But any sort of hint or any kind in that direction, would just be really awesome, because then that would sort of confirm a theory that I have. So, thank you guys.
Thank you, Carolyn, for
wow,
your question.
Carolyn, great question. Very,
Great question.
very insightful. Factions.
Yes. There are actually 9 factions of the others.
And in no particular order.
Yes, they have castes, like in Indian culture, actually.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Carolyn, we will confirm for you that yes, there are more than
There are more than
one faction in the others.
There is more than one faction.
There is more. There's more than one faction. So your theory is correct.
Yes.
And hopefully you made a bet with a friend about this, and you can now officially monetize.
Awesome.
that. Excellent.
The question I have is basically about, all the plane crashes and the boat crashes, and obviously that can't just be a coincidence. And I was wondering if the crashes and the accidents were all just a coincidence, and if it was all planned from the beginning.
Okay, April, I am really sorry, but I know you were asking something about the plane crashes and boat crashes, but I don't know about you. I stopped
There's
paying
just like a
attention when I saw the
stormtrooper.
stormtrooper walking
Like,
behind you. A speeder bike trooper walked behind you, and you were talking to us. Seriously.
Comic-Con is the greatest thing ever.
We're going to have to move on.
I love all the interactive media that's going along with the Lost Show, the commercials, the internet sites. But I want to know, for those of us who don't have time to review all those things every week, are we going to be missing out on relevant story information, or can we just stick to the episodes on TV? I want to know if I'm missing out, so thanks.
Christy, you are not missing out on anything. In fact, it's a sign that you probably have a very healthy and well-adjusted life, that you are not watching all of those other lost products, as much as we love and endorse them.
That is not to say that the people who do watch all those lost projects have unhealthy and non-well-adjusted lives. It just means that they love the show more than you do.
Yes.
So
If you don't love the show enough to watch the stuff, then don't. It's fine.
sort
We
of
won't be
your
offended.
prerogative.
We aren't hurt, okay?
This is the Jewish mother tactic.
And
of,
go ahead. You send in some more questions. Please take up our time with some more questions.
It's okay, Carlton.
On the 3rd episode, Kate says that if Kate the Martian didn't notice, she did get away, and she's always talking about her being free now that she's on the island, and she was not when the plane crashed. She was not on the beach. She was in the jungle. And when we met the survivors of the tail part of the section, the people that were not on the beach, they were the others, and they were the infiltrators. So is Kate another?
Would it be this one?
Next question,
Okay.
please.
I'm curious whether we're going to learn more about all the animals that we keep seeing. We saw the polar bear early on, which seemed to be created by the kid Walt, but ever since then we've seen sharks with possibly logos of Dharma Initiative on the back, and the bird in one of the last seasons of the second series. I'm fascinated to know whether there's like a zoological treatment in the Dharma Initiative, or if there's any bigger plans for all the animals that are on the island.
Ed,
Ed?
you are a frickin' genius.
Can you say frickin'?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like a door is just blown open.
Ed's a very smart man.
Ed, I would say
I love you, Ed.
I would.
Sorry.
Oddly, I'm jealous. I would say that there is something in the shot right now, the shot that you are looking at, the entire reason for doing this podcast. There is a clue that you are looking at right now that will actually sort of answer all your questions about zoological stations.
It will not answer all the questions, but it is a clue.
It would confirm the existence of said zoological station.
It might, exactly.
What are you looking at?
Wow, there's some kind of, I'm not going to give it away. There's some kind of a symbol on the hat.
Interesting.
Yes, so Ed,
Well done.
good job.
What is gonna happen to most of the what's going to happen to Walt? Because I actually really want to know what happens to him more than anyone else.
Chelsea. Chelsea. I love
Oddly-
the hat.
Oddly enough, that is not a hat. That is what is so startling about.
Oh my God, there goes Johnny Depp again.
Yeah, I know. There's another pirate. Well, as to when we're going to be in San Diego again.
That would probably be Comic-Con
yeah,
next
exactly.
year.
And what happened to Walt, Carlton?
Yes, Walt and Michael sailed off at the end of last season, and we will be getting back to their story, but not for a while. However, what did happen to them is very compelling, and but we need to tell a bunch of other stories before we can kind of get back to their story.
Chelsea really wants to. She's really worried about him. She wants to know that he's okay. I know. Can you tell her that he's okay?
He's okay. Walt's okay. He's not like he is. He is. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He is fine. I promise you. Listen to me. Ignore the man in the Hydra Station hat.
All right. Hydra Station. Ooh.
Oh, shoot!
You slipped.
My main question is they discussed today that they were going to have Kate choose one way or the other between Sawyer and Jack, and it would happen in the first 6 episodes. And of course, I won't know until who they choose. But I was just wondering if fan pressure from any one group, the Jaders or the Skaters, had kind of influenced their decision.
The Jaders and the Skaters?
Yes, well, Carlton, for those of us who, as you say, don't have better things to do and lead unhealthy lives, we like to go on the internet. And as you may or may not know, people who are rooting for Jack and Kate to get together are referred to as the Jaders. And people who want Sawyer and Kate to get together are the Skaters.
Don't treat me like I'm 4 years old.
People who want Locke and Kate to get together are the Laters. And Charlie and Kate are the Chaders. Claire and Kate, which is a small but vocal group, are the Claters.
What about Jen and Kate?
They're the Janators.
How about the Echinators?
I had some Echinators this morning because I had the sniffles. Now I'm feeling much better.
That's good.
You should take a lot of Echinator.
How about the Rosinators?
That sounds interesting.
The
How
Bernardinators.
How about the Rosa Bernardinators? That's sort of like a 3-way kind of...
That sounds like something you might get at Jamba
That
Juice.
sounds like something that would get us canceled, is what it sounds like. So, but
anyway,
well,
you're
yes,
right.
Fan pressure. Obviously, we hear what the fans are saying, but mostly we had Kate pick who we thought Kate would pick, and it's
we
one of those,
applied pressure to each other.
Yeah.
And we said they must choose.
If you can see what's happening below the frame right now, Carlton is applying pressure to my knee, and it feels good. All right.
So
next.
next.
What was the ultraviolet light in the season finale of the second season, and why no one can find the island again? Like why the island totally all the magnets are totally thrown off. No one can actually find the island, but they all end up there. And what's the reason? I have a lot of questions. What's the reason that everyone's interconnected and the Dharma Initiative? Why the numbers? So especially the numbers. I'd really like to know about the numbers.
The truth is, Katie's actually the leader of the others, and Henry Gale reports to her.
You just want to come out and say that? I mean,
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
It pretty much is. And Katie, we've outed you, and that's what you get for asking about the numbers.
That's right. Don't ask about the numbers.
The
nuthers.
The nuthers. That's sort of like a weird. That's like you're thinking because of the skating and the jading.
Exactly.
The numbers and the others. That's the nuthers.
You would be
the numbers, the others.
Exactly.
What-
Well, you got it. You understood.
I'd
Anyway.
really like the numbers and the others
That's
to
true.
get together.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be good.
It's an interesting love. Who's the love triangle?
So, well, pretty successful first podcast on video, wouldn't you say?
Only if by successful you mean apocryphal.
People, apocalyptic, you mean?
Well, I mean apocryphal, but the actual word for it is yes,
Apocalyptic,
but
okay.
I like to make up words, as we've learned. What are the words that Damon made up today? Apocryphal, and what was the other one?
Apocryphal's a real word. It's just a malaprop. It means something other than what you use.
I know what malaprop means.
Yeah.
We're going to get an award from the literacy board for this particular.
I don't believe we're going to be getting any awards for this podcast, Damon.
I'd like to give you an award, Carlton. And
All
by
right,
award,
well, then
I
we'll
mean-
turn the camera off first.
All right. Thank you,
Later.
everybody.
Bye.
Until next week.